Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going through and continuing on our mini series with each individual line of AFLW fantasy, and this week it is the ruck line. So this is an interesting line because, like we know with the midfield, they score a lot of points. The ruck line as well, considerably more than, well, if you look at like the likes of a Mim Strom, considerably more just herself compared to the next best, and considerably more than the forward line and the back line, more so than not, I should say. And so it'll be interesting this year. We obviously know that the return of Stannard and Bowers, I've been calling for, will, and I've been saying that they will impact Strom. I think it's going to be massively negatively, and it will decrease that gap between Strom and the R2. Currently, it's Lucy Wales, if we just jump straight into it. And Lucy Wales is currently averaging 82.4. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys here. There you go. You can see Lucy Wales averaging 82.4. Her sister, Stephanie Wales, averaging 80.3. But we do remember that Wales, the Stephanie variety, is out for, I don't know if it's for the whole season already ruled out with the ACL that she suffered, but you'd be a fair good guess just to say she's going to be out or not to herself this year if she was to return. And then you have Pop Kelly, who could take the ruck reins again for Richmond. There has been talk about McKinnon doing that work. And because Pop Kelly's there at that 980k, I'm not 100% confident there that McKinnon does take that ruck role. And then you've also got Seymour, I believe. If I think this will work. Me going Seymour, 459k. She did it in the past in the ruck line, but isn't going to, I don't think. Then you have Matilda Schultz. She's just gone in leaps and bounds and done really, really well. And I wouldn't be surprised if she does have some natural improvement. And I don't think she'll be the top line ruck. And I don't really want to be having to make a trade there in the ruck line to go from and pay up a lot in the ruck line, I should say, to then only just go and make another trade. And as I said, I think that Mim Strom's going to lose value. So therefore, I'm almost going the complete opposite direction and being like, I can gain a lot of value out of just going through almost a rookie or 400, 500k player in there in the R1 spot. So, and that's why I don't really like Schultz, but she could come out like a house on fire, and suddenly that's the maneuver I have to make. I have to shift this, that, and everything to get to Matilda Schultz after 1 or 2 games if she comes out hot. And then you've got O'Dowd there against Essendon to start the year. I don't think she's going to do too well, but she did definitely have a really good end to the year, 86.3 in her last 3. But yeah, I just don't see it. Frederick, it sounds like there's potential that Barnett takes some more of the ruck role. I don't think that she'll take a majority of it. I don't think they'll just say Frederick, who was close if to being top 3 or 4 ruck in the year, you're not going to ruck anymore because we got a 30-year-old Imogen Barnett. I think that was just to load manage Frederick for the whole year. Allen, I don't think takes the next step. Elise Edmonds could be another one that actually does really well, or back to her best, I should say, which she's done in the past. She was one of the lead rucks. If we look at here, I'm pretty sure it's going to show she's down 12 points. Maybe that was just a freak season last year. So 2 years ago in season 8, but we'll see about that. That's one to watch because she's been good in the past. And then you've got Goods, Hickey, King, etc. Bella is a watch in round 1 because she has calf complaints. So we'll see if she actually ends up getting up, because if she doesn't, then that opens up the line for a lot of points above average for the West Coast and for Harris, I guess you would say, in terms of that, because that's where that goes, or Darcy Davies. But if you get a Harris or Darcy Davies for the likes of a McGrath, she should really dine out on that and get those real points to get her break even started in the right direction. Moffat, if Moffat had reached the 5-game threshold to get that to get her price down a lot lower, because she is currently priced at about, if she was priced at her 58.3, if we look at that, if she had gotten those extra 2 games, a 58.3 would have priced her at roughly 720k. So she's about 300k more expensive than what she should be from my understanding there. yeah, 58.3 is not exactly what we want per se there. So yeah, that is not what we want, and I don't even think that price per point is right, to be honest with you. I think that's slightly off, but yeah, really think that she's one that could challenge Strom and get close, but I'd rather wait and see her sort of go and do that, because I don't have full trust in her, to be honest. And then you got Harrington, Rennie, etc. Darby. None of these really are those big rucks that are going to score well. Then you have a couple of the West Coast rucks who could do really well. Dyke is one that's probably holding back Murphy from doing really well, because we've seen Dyke in the past basically take up majority ruck roles and score 30, 35 per games. So she probably is one where you can look at really targeting that matchup to jump on a player, etc. Like target the West Coast, target the likes of the Essendon matchup for the ruck line, because I think that's where the points are going to be scored. To be honest with you, just thinking back last year where the good rucks went. And then you can also look at potentially the St Kilda matchup as a matchup to score really heavily in the ruck line there. Although St Kilda, because of their style of chipping it around a little bit, tend to also have less stoppages you would expect on that basis there. And then we really start to get into the area that I really do actually like. If we go price point here, we're going to just fly back through this, checking here. There's not really anyone that I like per se outside of here. McKinnon is one that I've potentially seen linked to a massive outbreak and really that rise up. Like, she's priced at 524k, which is around about the sort of 41, I'd say, is probably the best place to sort of price her, 40.8 or so. So yeah, she's around about that marker. So she will probably go maybe 60, and that could be really good value. And it's sort of tossing up between her and McGrath, I think, at this moment for me, in terms of which one I want to go down, because I see them both having pretty good value there if they can get that solo ruck roll or majority ruck roll, because that's probably 60 or so, 70 points that they could potentially average in and around that marker, and that's just going to be really good cash generation. Like I said in my video yesterday, my team reveal, that would have been yesterday for you guys, would have been about 20 minutes ago for me. I really talked about how McGrath could jump about 180k, Strom go down 200k, and suddenly that 950k marker is down to in those sort of 600, 500k range, and that's a much easier upgrade if we can just get 200k out of a McGrath in the first 4 weeks, which is definitely possible if she has some really good games. If she goes sort of 75, I don't know if there's a cash, if there's a sort of a price projector, etc. for women's, but if there was, I feel like that would, above her average of about 40, or sorry, 30, it's probably going to be 30, 38.5, 38.6. She's almost doubling that. She'd probably go up. I'm just thinking in my head, she'd probably get the 200k very quickly. If she was averaging 75, 75 is priced at around about, if we just look at it here, 75 is in and around that sort of 980k. If she can do that for the first 4 weeks, she's obviously not going to get to the 980k, but she could easily get to 750, 800k very quickly. And that just opens that gate up if she is able to slam down the price of the gap between her and Strom. If she can do that, she can get to 800k, Strom be 1.3 or so, 1.25, then you'd almost sacrifice a player just to get that jump up, because Strom's going to have, I think, a good game or two after that, after the first 4 or 5 rounds. So that's really that sort of roll and look that I'm going for. I feel like as it's going to be an upgrade that you're going to need, but I don't know if it's going to be as critical in the first couple of weeks, because Strom has some really tough matchups, and she also has a really high price point that I think role is going to not in terms of her role in the ruck, but her role in terms of around the contest is going to change just slightly. She's going to lose out on a couple of things that won't help her, I feel like. And then outside of that, you got Harris, who might get one game or so, but she's really a position where I might just fill it with another tackling rookie, etc., instead of her. But we'll see, because she's definitely put up huge rookie numbers. And then outside of that, going down here, you get into the 300k range, where you've got Harrington, Hose, Fowler, etc., Torpy, Pisano, Pisanko, Simons. Murphy was one that I really considered, but Dyke looks to be in front of her. Caitlin Reid, I don't think gets the opportunity at Sydney, but we'll see. And then you got Dunlop and Tipping. We know Tipping is out for 6 to 8 weeks, so it looks like Dunlop gets first crack at the Geelong ruck role, and that could be really, really good for her. I don't know if we've got any stats on Piper Dunlop. Nope. Let's actually just look at this. Dunlop here. Let's just see if we've got any stats for her. Stats AFL. Let's just see. I don't think we're going to get any stats for Piper Dunlop. Let me just double check if we can see anything. 4 games, 11 goals, best on ground in the VFL. Don't know if she has her VFLW stats. Let's just see if there's anything here. Piper Dunlop. That's interesting. 7 games for 463 points in the VFL. And she definitely got better as time went on. 94, 68, 63, 96, etc. 463, divide that by 7. And I'm going to do 463, divide that by 7. That's 66. I'm going to take about 75% of that score, translating to AFLW. And then that's a 49. She's priced at like 27. So that's already 22 points of upside of someone that's probably going to get a solo ruck role. If we look at this as well and just look at these games to see if there was anyone here. She was playing for, who was she playing for exactly? Geelong. So let's just look at Geelong here. And VFLW, they got smoked by the likes of Essendon. But she came up against decent competition and had Dale and Cranny. Okay. So that would be interesting to see how she goes in the AFL comp. But I think she could do all right in the in it, because she's going to have that probably a solo ruck role there, you would expect. But anyway, that was sort of my AFLW ruck analysis going into the season. We'll obviously have more, but I just wanted to get this video out to you on the Saturday so that you guys would have those details there. If you guys did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on. And if you have gotten to the end of this video, put in the comments below your ruck starting R1 and R2 for the season. And if you do have one in the utility, put that down below. But I will see you guys back here tomorrow for a team review for my AFL Fantasy Round 21 team. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.